Hey there today. It's Mike again. Just wanted to talk to you guys about a message for today that I have gotten kind of sent to me over the last couple of days. It has to deal with money um, and how it affects everyone different ways, but it said in, I think, Timothy 6:10 that for the love of money is the root of all evil. Um, and that's true, When I was in real estate, back in 10 years ago or so, that's all I thought about was money, money, money. I wanted as much money as I could possibly get so I could get the big, huge house. I could have whatever car I wanted. I could get my custom suits made. I could, buy whatever. Place at the beach, just on and on. Investment properties, rental properties, and just continue and just build the empire with money. And um, you can never make enough, and you always had to get more and more and more. And I was in love with money. I was infatuated with money. It had nothing to do with enjoying the opportunities I was getting presented or the blessings that I was getting um, from God. At that point, I really, I believed in God, but I didn't really know God. I didn't connect with God um, or Jesus. And, you know, he kind of taught me a lesson and in various different ways. Man, there are too many to talk about, to be honest with you. But bottom line is, I'm not doing quite as much volume as I was doing then now. Um, and, you know, things got tough for a little while for me. Luckily, I didn't blow all the money on stupid things like Range Rovers and BMWs and, things that depreciate in value. Luckily, I bought things that appreciated in value. So even though I had to sell a couple of those things to continue to make ends meet, to continue living my life the way I'm accustomed to living it, um, I was able to make money on those investments as well, and still put away some in retirement and things like that. So, um, it didn't hurt me too terribly bad. But you know, um, I did get scared, for a little while about money, and I was worried about my finances, and I was worried about, how are things going to get paid, and I got just bills that not everybody has. My kids, go to private schools, and they're not cheap at all. But that's where we want them. We want them in their schools because we love their schools, and their schools teach them the right characters, the foundation for their development, um, the right morals. Just there's it's almost like you don't want to tell them, but it's priceless is what it is. So you just have to find a way to do it. In my opinion, my parents never sent me to private school. I wanted to go to private school, but they never sent me. So that's something I want to do for my kids is send them to private school where they have the opportunities that I didn't necessarily have. So I've worked my whole life to try to make that happen, and we will make that happen. But when things got really tough, it's also kind of around the same time that I was personally saved by God, and where I really believed and turned into a true believer. And I mean, some might say born again, and that's that might be another term for it. Um, but a true believer that just wakes up every single day knowing that God has a plan, and um, Jesus has a plan, and it's all going to work out the way it's going to work out according to what they want. It's not going to be my way. I'm not going to make any decisions on how things are going to go without them having input into the decision, and it's hard, some things are hard. It's like you have to think to yourself, should I sell my house and move somewhere else and cash in all the equity we have in a market that's very high right now and take that money and run? Or should I stay? And that's stuff that you need to pray about. But with me, where I am, that's exactly what I do. I pray every single day, and I ask them, whatever questions I have, and say, Jesus, help me with this, God, help me with that. But when it comes to money, now that I have them, I can say that even though I'm still not in the best financial position, because I have all these extra bills now that I have to pay, and in my personal real estate market and business, I'm not making anywhere near what I was making back in 2016, 2017, 2018, when I was absolutely killing it. I'm not making anywhere near that. But what's happening is that I'm praying, and I'm believing, and I'm trusting. That's the big thing, is the trust. I'm trusting that God and Jesus are going to provide for me, for whatever I need, for whatever situation I'm going to go through. And for instance, my daughter needs a car. She's 16 now, and I'm not really in a position to go out and just buy another car. We already own our cars. We've always paid cash for cars because I've made enough money to be able to do that. And we don't drive luxury cars by any means. But, I wanted to get her something nice. I wanted to get her like an SUV. I didn't want to get her a sedan. I wanted to get her something that if she got into an accident, she'd be safe and protected. And I wanted it as new as possible with the lowest amount of miles on it as possible. And I wanted it, around $11,000 out the door, And when I told my wife that, she just laughed at me. She's like, there's no way we're going to find something like that. It's not going to happen. And I said, just, get out there and look and see. So I ran into a couple different dealers while I was doing different events and things, and got business cards from people. And so we reached out to a couple different car dealerships and people that work there and see what they could find for us. And, unfortunately, they found everything. It was, $15,000 and up. And we're not looking to spend $15,000 and up. We're looking to spend like $11,000. That's what we're looking to spend. So, my wife keeps looking, and all of a sudden, now in the meantime, I'm praying like every day, right? Now, all of a sudden, she finds a Jeep Renegade that is a light tan color that's like very rare that you see this color on a car. So it looks really nice, really nice. And it's like this cream tan color. And we go up, we take a look at it. My daughter really likes it. Guess what the price is? Now, first of all, we go into the place, and we're getting ready to walk into the place, and I see two feathers on the ground. Now, I'm a big guy in terms of signs. One of the signs that I feel is like feathers. I feel like God leaves feathers out for me when I walk into walk around different places, or I see different things. And this is like in the middle of an asphalt parking lot, so it's not like there's tons of birds around, but there's like two feathers right by the front door, right there. And I'm like, all right, so he's telling me this is an okay place because it looks like a shady place. It's like a towing company, and they fix cars too. So it's not like a regular car dealership, So I'm thinking, all right, what are we doing here? Well, my wife finds this car. The price is $10,900. It's almost exactly $11,000. Now we still need to pay taxes and we still need to get tags on it and we still need to do that, and that's not a problem because we'll be able to figure that part out. That's another, probably like $800 or so. So, but even so, that puts us a little over the $11,000 mark, which is what I said my budget was to get it on the road. If we went to a dealer, we'd be paying all kinds of other fees, all kinds of other charges, But you know why I said originally that I wanted it to be $11,000? Because my commission check that I just received yesterday for the last deal I did was for $11,900. And I told my wife, I said, I bet this car is going to be right around $11,900. And why did I say that? Because I said, that's the blessing I just got from God. From that deal I just closed that came out of nowhere. That was the easiest transaction I've had this year. It was like take them, show them, sell them, done, close, less than 30 days. $11,900 in my pocket. And this car is going to be $10,900 plus another $800 or so. It's going to be right in about $11,900. It's going to be like $11,750, something like that. Isn't it funny how that works? So here I'm stressing. I'm like 2 months ago, I'm freaking out. I'm like, how am I going to afford a car for my daughter? Like, we got money in the bank. And don't get me wrong, we're not completely like broke. We got money there. And we're fine. We got safety nets and all kinds of other things. But you get to a point where you start to get a little nervous, And I think that's good for you because it fires you up a little bit. But it's just the point that 2 months ago, I was worried about how am I going to possibly find a car and afford a car for my daughter. And as I'm thinking that, I get a referral that comes in, and it's literally like 2 weeks after that thought, after I've been praying a little bit, 2 weeks after that, I get this referral that turns out that I make this money, that turns out that I make just enough money to be able to afford this car, like just enough. It's just enough. And why? Because God provides for you when you need it. He always provides for you when you need it. And He will always provide for you when you need it. But you just have to believe. You have to believe. And He provides everything, not just money. He provides health, wealth, mind, body, and spirit. But you gotta be a good person. You gotta work with Him. You just gotta do the right thing too, even when nobody's looking. And not brag about what you do. Donate stuff when you get money as a blessing. Like, as for instance, when you get money from a real estate transaction, how much are you giving back to someone else in terms of a charity, in terms of a tip, in terms of a whatever, just free handout, or buying somebody's book that they're trying to sell that's also positive for you. I just reminded myself something I want to do today. It's a Bible book for 40 days. It goes over different Bible scripture passages, and then you reflect on how that impacted you on the right-hand side. You get to write in it. It's kind of a cool idea. But I saw it on Facebook this morning. And, as much as people bash Facebook and AI and all this stuff, where do you think my wife found the car? Facebook Marketplace. I mean, that's where she found it. Facebook Marketplace. So I just thought it'd be funny to see that, the car was literally the exact amount of money that my commission check was for. And I took that as a sign that he provided that. He did. So, in any event, don't forget, the love of money is the root of all evil. So stop loving money. Money is just a resource for you to be able to, a vehicle for you to be able to do things and experience life. And get this, it's a vehicle to help others experience and enjoy life too. And the more money you make, the more you should help others to be able to experience life they want to. Because there's way too much inequity in this world. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are smart people that just haven't had the right opportunities, and they're working the jobs that you and I would never want to do. But we see them every day. They're the people that work in your convenience stores. You know? People that pick up your trash, and people delivering your groceries, people turning the stop and go sign on the side of the road, people delivering pizzas, people delivering food. You know, these are all jobs that most people, you know, may not want to do. They want the big paying jobs. But life's not always fair to everybody. And sometimes you gotta learn to earn to get your way back to where you need to be and work one of those jobs. But you should still take care of those people. So when you go to the restaurant, leave the tip. Even if it was a bad waitress or a bad waiter, maybe they were having a bad day. And maybe they need a good tip. Because maybe the table before you left them nothing. Maybe that's why they were in a bad mood. Maybe you can change the mood. So instead of leaving $10, maybe leave $20. And you know how you get a little extra money to leave a bigger tip? This is my favorite. Drink ice water. Don't get the sodas. Don't get the teas. Drink ice water. Save that money that you saved there. That's $16. And then take that and give it to the waiter or waitress in addition to the regular tip. That's how you come up with more money. Because you were going to pay it anyway to drink the soda. And you did something better for yourself, and you drank ice water. Just like that. All right, I won't do this any longer today. We'll keep this at 18 minutes, 30 seconds. Everybody have a good day, and God bless you.